So tell me about shortages in your department and what you're doing to address them.
So with every department in law enforcement and across the country right now, we have shortages. We've been able to work with the Commissioner's Court to get salaries up. We've been able to take part in Senate Bill 22 to be able to increase our salaries in our jail, along with some local increases from the commissioners to hopefully get some more staffing in.
So do you have a number of how many guys you're down right now?
Out of 80 employees, I believe we're 7 short. Most of them come from the jail and from our dispatch side.
So we talked today in Commissioner's Court about how guys are not using overtime and holiday pay and stuff like that. So how much are guys having to work overtime and holidays and stuff like that when they normally don't have to?
So our overtime is being used because they're having to come in and work extra. This last month we were able to move some people around to cut back on overtime and cut back on people having to stay extra. But before, we were having to work at least 1 to 2 people a week on other shifts to cover the jail.
What do you think the biggest reason behind this is? Have you seen a lot of people retire over the past couple of years? Have you seen people move on to other departments?
Yeah, we're seeing people retire. When COVID came through, we had people wanting to sit at home and work, and we're trying to get them back into the workforce, trying to get some of the young generations involved and get them out and wanting to come to work.
What kind of success have you seen so far with increased pay and stuff like that?
Money's always going to be an issue, getting the money to where it needs to be and getting employees here. We've had great success with Commissioner's Court and the community raising our funds to be able to get some employees, and we've seen the increase in people coming here with the increase in money.
So when Commissioner's Court was talking about your guys not using holiday pay, not being able to use vacation pay, what are you hearing from guys when they can't do that? What was going through your head?
And so we have several guys and gals who work extra. They're dedicated to the department, dedicated to the county, and so they're the ones who take the hit in the long run because they don't get to burn their time. They don't get to take their vacation. They're always working extra for us. And so we're doing everything we can to allow them to be able to burn their vacation time they've earned and be able to keep it until we're at a point in our department where they can.
What are you looking forward to with Senate Bill? I can't remember the number off the top of my head.
Senate Bill 22, it's going to give our jailers about an $8,000 increase. Senate Bill 22 will give our jailers about a $5,000 increase after our Commissioner's Court gave them 6% this last year, and starting off at $40,000 in our jail, working 12-hour shifts off every other weekend. To me, that's decent starting money. And,
so you said you're down 7. How many of those are jailers?
5 of those are jailers at this time.
Is there anything else you'd like to say or anything that you don't feel that I've brought up?
We encourage people to come out, come give us a chance, come look at us, come visit with us, see if we got something you may be interested in. We've got a great group of people to work with. And
going back to the jailers real quick, why do you think that there's a bigger shortage with jailers, not just your department, but overall?
It's tough work and low pay. I mean, you're dealing with the worst people in the community every day for 12 hours a day, and it's not the most appeasing job, and the pay's not that great, but we're getting it there. We're getting it to where it needs to be, and hopefully we can start bringing some people in.
Have you done anything other than pay to try and bring new people in for the jail?
We visit with communities, visit with schools. A jailer can start fresh out of high school, 18 years old, with a GED or a high school diploma. And so we're working with the schools, we're working with Workforce Commission, going to job fairs in the community, doing what we can to bring in some of the younger people, get them involved in law enforcement, and hopefully one day be able to send them to a police academy and get them on the road, serving and protecting their community on the streets as well.